Biological weapons are a very dangerous form of warfare. These weapons use bacteria, viruses, or other pathogens to cause disease and death in humans, animals, or plants. The earliest known instance of biological warfare dates back to as early as 1346, where Mongol forces catapulted plague-infected corpses over the city walls in an attempt to spread the disease. However, the formal study and weaponization of biological agents began much later, notably during the 20th century. One of the first significant programs began during World War I, though it was relatively undeveloped due to limitations in science at the time. By World War II, biological weapons research had significantly expanded. Notably, Japan's Unit 731 conducted gruesome experiments on prisoners and deployed plague-infected fleas in China, killing an estimated 200,000 to 300,000 people. During the Cold War, both the US and the USSR stockpiled vast quantities of weaponized anthrax, smallpox, and other agents. In response to growing fears, the 1972 Biological Weapons Convention was created to prohibit the development, production, and stockpiling of biological weapons. Despite this, some nations allegedly continued secret programs, and there have been instances of biological attacks. For example, the 1984 Rajneesh bioterror attack in Oregon involved the intentional contamination of salad bars with salmonella, sickening over 750 people. The most notorious modern use case was the 2001 anthrax attacks in the United States, which killed 5 people and infected 17 others. Today, biological weapons remain a global security threat, particularly with advances in genetic engineering and biotechnology. The ability to modify pathogens to be more infectious, drug-resistant, or targeted has increased concerns about synthetic biology falling into the wrong hands. Biological weapons pose risks from terror organizations, rogue scientists, or other countries. International regulation, surveillance, and ethical oversight of biotechnology will be critical to preventing catastrophic misuse. Without these controls, biological weapons could become increasingly accessible and destructive, posing a major threat to global health and stability. Chemical weapons are toxic substances engineered to harm or kill through chemical reactions within the body. While their use dates back to ancient times with poisoned arrows and contaminated water, modern chemical warfare began in World War I with the deployment of chlorine gas by German forces in 1915. Chlorine, a choking agent, reacts with water in the lungs to form hydrochloric acid, causing severe lung damage and death by asphyxiation. This resulted in the beginning of an era where science was used deliberately to weaponize chemistry on a mass scale. Shortly after chlorine, other agents like phosgene and mustard gas were introduced. Phosgene, more deadly than chlorine, causes pulmonary edema. Mustard gas, a blister agent, burns skin and mucous membranes and damages DNA, causing long-term health issues. These chemicals were relatively simple to produce, making them effective and accessible weapons during wartime. In World War I alone, chemical weapons caused over 1.3 million casualties. As chemistry advanced in the 20th century, so did the sophistication of these weapons. During and after World War II, nerve agents like sarin and VX were developed. Unlike earlier agents that primarily targeted lungs or skin, nerve agents attack the central nervous system. They inhibit acetylcholinesterase, the enzyme responsible for breaking down neurotransmitters in the body. This causes continuous nerve firing, leading to muscle paralysis and death by respiratory failure. These agents are particularly dangerous because they require only tiny amounts to be lethal and can act within minutes. Elements such as phosphorus, fluorine, nitrogen, and sulfur are often found in these compounds. When combined in specific ways, they produce chemicals that are volatile, persistent, and extremely toxic to biological systems. Their chemical structure allows them to enter the body by being inhaled through skin contact or ingestion, making them versatile and hard to defend against. Though chemical weapons were banned under the 1993 Chemical Weapons Convention, their use has not entirely ceased. The Syrian civil war saw repeated nerve agent attacks, including sarin gas, which killed hundreds of civilians. Today, these weapons pose a continued threat, especially with the rise of rogue states and terror organizations. Advances in chemistry and biotechnology mean that more potent and undetectable agents could be created in the future. Nuclear weapons are among the most powerful and destructive technologies ever created, capable of wiping out entire cities in seconds through intense heat, blast waves, and radiation. Their development began during World War II during the Manhattan Project, with top physicists like J. Robert Oppenheimer, Enrico Fermi, and Edward Teller being major contributions to this technology. The first successful test of a nuclear bomb occurred on July 16, 1945, in New Mexico. Less than a month later, atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, killing an estimated 200,000 people, with this being the only time nuclear weapons have been used in war. In fission bombs, also known as atomic bombs, atoms of uranium-235 or plutonium-239 are split in a chain reaction, releasing massive amounts of energy. The splitting of just 1 kilogram of uranium can release as much energy as 15,000 tons of TNT. In contrast, thermonuclear or hydrogen bombs use fusion, combining isotopes of hydrogen like deuterium and tritium under extreme heat and pressure to unleash even greater destructive force. These weapons use a fission bomb as a trigger to start the fusion reaction, making them much more powerful than early atomic bombs. The key elements used in nuclear weapons, such as uranium and plutonium, are radioactive and highly unstable. Although the explosions these bombs create are devastating, the radiation they emit causes some of the worst side effects. This radiation can cause severe burns, radiation sickness, cancer, and long-term genetic damage. Fallout from nuclear explosions can contaminate the environment for decades, resulting in areas becoming uninhabitable and affecting ecosystems and human health far beyond the initial blast zone. Following World War II, the Cold War saw a massive buildup of nuclear arsenals, primarily by the United States and the Soviet Union. At its peak, the world had over 60,000 nuclear warheads. Treaties such as the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty have since reduced that number, but thousands of warheads still remain. Today, the threat of nuclear weapons has shifted from large-scale war to concerns over rogue states or accidental launches. While global treaties aim to prevent future launches, the potential for devastation ensures that nuclear weapons remain one of the greatest threats to humanity's future. Killer drones are one of the most controversial elements of modern warfare. Unlike traditional drones used for surveillance or reconnaissance, killer drones are equipped with weapons and, in some cases, the ability to identify and engage targets without human intervention. Their development has accelerated in the 21st century, with many major countries leading advancements. The U.S. military's use of armed drones like the MQ-1 Predator and the MQ-9 Reaper during the War on Terror resulted in a turning point, showcasing the ability to strike targets across borders with high precision and minimal troop deployment. Killer drones combine aerial mobility, advanced sensors, GPS guidance, and artificial intelligence. These drones can use thermal imaging, facial recognition, and behavior analysis to track and select targets. While many systems still require human operators to authorize strikes, newer models are capable of semi-autonomous or fully autonomous functions. Lightweight killer drones can be carried in backpacks, launched quickly, and programmed to seek and destroy a target with little or no human oversight. These systems are often equipped with explosives and use onboard AI to autonomously navigate and identify targets, raising ethical and legal concerns about accountability and civilian safety. Killer drones have already been used in numerous conflicts, and in 2020, reports suggested that a Turkish-made drone may have autonomously killed a human in Libya. Killer drones pose significant threats not just on battlefields, but also in urban settings. Cyber warfare tools are digital weapons designed to infiltrate, disrupt, or destroy computer systems, networks, and data infrastructures. Unlike traditional weapons, they operate silently, often without immediate detection, and can cause widespread damage across military, economic, and civilian sectors. The rise of cyber warfare began in the late 20th century, but has intensified dramatically in the 21st century, with state and non-state actors now using malware, ransomware, DDoS attacks, and advanced persistent threats to achieve political or military objectives without conventional violence. One of the most infamous examples of a cyber weapon is Stuxnet, a sophisticated worm developed jointly by the United States and Israel around 2009. It targeted Iran's nuclear program by infecting industrial control systems and physically sabotaging uranium enrichment centrifuges. Stuxnet was the first time a cyber tool caused real-world physical destruction, demonstrating the potential for code to act as a powerful weapon. Modern cyber warfare tools typically combine several components: custom-written malicious software, zero-day exploits, social engineering tactics like phishing, and command and control servers to manage attacks remotely. These elements allow attackers to silently infiltrate systems, steal sensitive data, or disrupt operations. When combined with artificial intelligence and machine learning, some tools can adapt in real time, evade detection, and escalate privileges inside secure networks, making them increasingly dangerous. Cyber weapons have been used in many geopolitical conflicts. In 2007, Estonia was hit by a massive DDoS attack which crippled banks, government websites, and media outlets. As societies become increasingly dependent on digital infrastructure, the threat of cyber warfare grows with it. Artificial intelligence is a technology where machines perform tasks that typically require human intelligence, such as learning, problem-solving, visual perception, decision-making, and language understanding. Powered by algorithms, massive data sets, and increasing computing power, AI has rapidly evolved from narrow applications like spam filters and recommendation engines into systems capable of driving cars, diagnosing diseases, composing music, and engaging in real-time conversations. As it becomes more advanced and widespread, AI is reshaping economies, industries, and daily life, offering both enormous benefits but also serious challenges. One of the most significant impacts of AI is its disruption of the global workforce. From manufacturing to customer service, AI systems are becoming more capable of performing jobs once held by humans, and often faster, more accurately, and at lower cost. Automation powered by AI has already replaced millions of jobs in areas like transportation, where self-driving technology might put an end to trucking or delivery industries. AI can also now even draft legal documents, analyze medical scans, and generate reports raising concerns about the future role of human professionals. AI also isn't perfect, and because these models often inherit the biases present in their training data, they can perpetuate or even amplify inequalities in areas like hiring, policing, and loan approvals. At the most extreme end of the spectrum are concerns about artificial general intelligence, a hypothetical future system capable of human-level reasoning across a wide range of tasks. While AGI remains speculative, its potential to outthink and outperform humans in virtually every domain has sparked debates about control, alignment, and existential risk. In the coming debates, AI is likely to continue transforming every aspect of society, from healthcare and education to warfare and governance. Whether it becomes a tool that benefits or harms society depends largely on how it is regulated, who controls its development, and whether its benefits are distributed fairly. Without careful planning, the very intelligence we create to enhance our world could instead challenge our control over it. Nanotechnology is the science of engineering and manipulating matter at the scale of atoms and molecules, typically between 1 and 100 nanometers. At this scale, materials often exhibit unique physical, chemical, and biological properties that differ significantly from their bulk counterparts. While nanotechnology holds vast potential to improve lives, it also introduces new risks that are still being explored, making it one of the most exciting yet uncertain technological advancements. In medicine, nanotechnology enables precise drug delivery systems, where nanoscale carriers can transport medication directly to diseased cells, minimizing side effects and improving treatment outcomes. Cancer therapies using nanoparticles are already in clinical use, and researchers are developing smart nanobots that could one day detect and destroy disease at the cellular level. However, the very properties that make nanomaterials so powerful also make them potentially hazardous. Because they are so small, nanoparticles can penetrate biological membranes, enter the bloodstream, and interact with organs at a cellular level, raising concerns about toxicity and long-term health effects. The environmental impact of nanomaterials, especially if released unintentionally, is also not fully understood. With few regulations currently in place, there's a growing call for better safety testing. In defense and security, nanotechnology is being explored for advanced armor, surveillance devices, and even nano-enhanced weapons. These possibilities also raise ethical concerns about weaponization and global security. Nanotechnology could reshape the future of manufacturing, medicine, and computing, and as development accelerates, balancing innovation with safety, ethics, and access will be critical. Like many transformative technologies, nanotech offers immense promise, but if mismanaged, it could also pose unforeseen risks to health, the environment, and societal stability. Gene editing is a groundbreaking biotechnology that allows scientists to modify an organism's DNA with high precision, offering the potential to cure genetic diseases, improve crops, and even enhance human traits. The CRISPR-Cas9, a tool developed in the early 2010s that acts like molecular scissors, has enabled scientists to cut and alter specific sections of genetic code. This technology has made gene editing faster, cheaper, and more accurate than ever before, sparking both scientific excitement and ethical debate. In medicine, gene editing holds promise for treating or even curing genetic disorders such as sickle cell anemia. Clinical trials have already shown success in using CRISPR to correct disease-causing mutations in human cells. Scientists are also exploring ways to use gene editing to make cells immune to viruses like HIV, or to target cancer at the genetic level, potentially leading to more effective treatments. In agriculture, gene editing is being used to create crops that are more resistant to drought, disease, and pests without introducing foreign DNA like traditional GMOs. This allows for more sustainable farming practices and the potential to feed a growing global population. The power of gene editing lies in its ability to change the fundamental instructions of life, but that power also comes with significant risks. Editing somatic cells, which don't pass changes to offspring, is generally seen as ethically acceptable when used to treat disease. However, germline editing, which alters genes in eggs, sperm, or embryos, can permanently change the human gene pool. This raises fears of unintended consequences such as off-target effects or genetic inequality. The 2018 case of a Chinese scientist claiming to have edited the genes of twin babies sparked international outrage and led to renewed calls for regulation. As tools become more precise and accessible, the potential for misuse increases. There are also concerns about who will control the technology and how will it be used. Ultimately, gene editing offers the chance to eliminate suffering caused by inherited diseases and improve life in powerful ways. But its ethical, social, and biological implications demand caution. Synthetic biology is an emerging field that combines biology, engineering, and computer science to design and build new biological parts, systems, or even entirely synthetic organisms. Unlike traditional genetic engineering, synthetic biology often involves constructing genetic circuits from scratch. Synthetic biology involves the manipulation of DNA to rewire the functions of living cells. Scientists can create synthetic genes and insert them into organisms to produce desired traits or behaviors. For example, researchers have engineered bacteria to produce biofuels, clean up toxic waste, and manufacture industrial chemicals. In healthcare, synthetic biology is being used to design cells that can detect and destroy cancer, produce rare drugs more affordably, and even build programmable vaccines like the mRNA technology used in the COVID-19 shots. One of the most ambitious goals of synthetic biology is the creation of artificial life, organisms that do not occur in nature but are entirely constructed using synthetic DNA. In 2010, scientists at the J. Craig Venter Institute created the first synthetic bacterial cell, proving that it was possible to design and build a functioning life form from a computer-designed genome. One reason why this is dangerous is because if a synthetic organism was released into the wild without proper containment, it could disrupt ecosystems or transfer synthetic genes to natural organisms. There are also growing concerns about biosecurity. Synthetic biology lowers the barrier for creating harmful biological agents, either intentionally or accidentally through poorly tested designs. With DNA synthesis services widely available, malicious actors could potentially create pathogens that mimic or even surpass the danger of natural diseases. As synthetic biology evolves, it promises immense benefits, but it also calls for strong international regulation. By reshaping life at its most fundamental level, synthetic biology challenges us to rethink what it means to engineer nature. Deepfake technology is a powerful and controversial advancement in artificial intelligence that uses deep learning to create hyper-realistic fake audio, images, and videos. By analyzing large datasets of real human expressions, voices, and movements, deepfake algorithms can generate synthetic media that is often indistinguishable from reality. Originally developed as a creative innovation, deepfakes have quickly become a dual-edged sword, enabling both artistic experimentation but also serious threats to privacy, security, and truth. The core of deepfake technology involves training two neural networks, a generator that creates fake content and a discriminator that tries to detect whether it's real or fake. Over time, the generator improves its output until the results become nearly impossible to distinguish from authentic recordings. This process can be used to swap faces in videos, synthesize speech in someone else's voice, or even recreate entire video sequences of people saying or doing things they never actually did. In entertainment and media, deepfakes offer new creative possibilities, such as reviving deceased actors. However, the technology has also been used maliciously. One of the earliest misuses was the creation of fake celebrity adult content, which raises serious concerns about consent and digital manipulation. Since then, deepfakes have been used for political disinformation, blackmail, and impersonation fraud. Perhaps the most concerning applications involve the use of deepfakes in politics and national security. A convincing fake video of a world leader declaring war or making false statements could incite panic. Recently, deepfake voice scams have been used to trick companies into transferring large sums of money, showing that the threat extends beyond video to audio manipulation as well. As synthetic media becomes more convincing, distinguishing real from fake will become increasingly difficult, potentially destroying public confidence in video evidence, news, and online content. Social media algorithms are complex. AI-driven systems that determine what content users see on platforms like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. These algorithms analyze user behavior, such as likes, share, watch time, and comments to deliver personalized content that maximizes engagement. While these systems have made social media more tailored and addictive than ever before, they also shape public discourse, influence elections, contribute to mental health issues, and polarize society in profound ways. These algorithms prioritize posts that trigger strong reactions, positive or negative, because high engagement keeps users on the platform longer, increasing ad revenue. This system, while efficient from a business standpoint, often leads to more divisive content. Studies have shown that misinformation, outrage, and conspiracy theories tend to spread faster than verified news because they provoke stronger reactions, which the algorithm interprets as valuable. Over time, these algorithms create echo chambers where users are repeatedly exposed to viewpoints similar to their own, while differing perspectives are suppressed or even absent. This can reinforce biases, reducing exposure to diverse information and make users more susceptible to radicalization or manipulation. For example, during election cycles or public health crises, algorithmic amplification of misleading content has played a major role in spreading disinformation on issues like voting fraud or vaccine safety. Social media algorithms are not inherently harmful. They can also connect communities, surface valuable information, and entertain billions of users. But the lack of transparency, accountability, and regulation around how they operate makes them a powerful force with few checks. As these systems grow more sophisticated, the line between user autonomy and algorithmic influence becomes increasingly blurred. Quantum computing is an emerging technology that leverages the principles of quantum mechanics to perform calculations far beyond the capabilities of classic computers. Unlike traditional bits that represent either a 0 or a 1, quantum computers use quantum bits, or qubits, which can exist in multiple states simultaneously through a phenomenon called superposition. They can also be entangled, meaning the state of one qubit can instantaneously influence another no matter the distance. These properties enable quantum computers to solve certain complex problems exponentially faster than classical systems. While classic computers explore solutions one at a time, quantum computers can analyze many possibilities at once. The implications of quantum computing extend well beyond science and industry. One of the most discussed concerns is its potential to break modern cryptographic systems. Many encryption methods rely on the difficulty of factoring large numbers, a task that quantum computers could solve rapidly using algorithms. This could render current security protocols obsolete, threatening everything from online banking to national security, unless quantum-resistant encryption is developed in time. As the technology advances, its impact could be immense, but so are the uncertainties. Quantum computing could redefine computing itself, but it also risks widening the technological divide and disrupting global security. Balancing innovation with regulation and preparing for its geopolitical and economic impacts will be crucial as the quantum era approaches. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you would like to see a part 2 or more videos like this one. Thanks again, and goodbye!